Hello. Like a lot of you, every time I've been doing Skyrim's main quest, I walked through Blackreach thinking, huh, that's funky, and kept on with my merry day. That's why I thought it would be interesting to delve deep into the caverns and find out, what's the big idea? Obviously, it wouldn't be an Edge Omega video if we just did things regularly. That's why we need to survive 24 hours in Blackreach. Okay, so maybe I bent the truth a little bit. If I'm gonna be honest with you, it would be super boring if we just had to survive 24 hours. We would just sneak in a corner for the whole time and the challenge would be complete. That's why I've added some rules. We need to collect 30 Crimson Nirnroot, fish up the rarest items in the cave, and finish it off with the secret boss of Blackreach. And since this would still be too easy in a day of our time, we need to finish all of this in one day of Skyrim time. If we die or if time runs out, we need to start from the very beginning. As we load into our first attempt, we spawn in where we would enter Blackreach for the main quest. Because of this, we know that we can activate this Dwarven Ballista to get a head start on our first fight against the Dwarven Sphere. After taking it out, we head into Sendirion's field laboratory, and this is where the root of the challenge begins. We read this journal off this poor bloke's skeleton and learn about a unique Nirnroot that grows down here called the Crimson Nirnroot. Most of the journal is boring lore, but towards the end of it, he mentions 3 important points. Number 1, they grow near water and fungi. Number 2, he needs 30 of them for his research. And number 3, hopefully the denizens of Blackreach will allow me to gather my supplies unhindered. Yeah, we'll see about that. In the meantime, we take the only Crimson Nirnroot that he was able to gather throughout his entire time here. We then loot the whole place, making a potion of healing, and head back out into Blackreach. The first few Crimson Nirnroot we pick up are pretty easy to access, and after an Edge Omega fun fact of the day, I do know that these are elevators. We pick up our 5th Crimson Nirnroot and run into our second obstacle. Despite what Sendirion said about foreseeing fervent fortune fetching fuchsia flowers free of Falmer Federants, I don't think we'll get that lucky. So we decide to take these Falmer out with a bow, and after some expert archery by yours truly, close, bad, cow, hit, weird speeds, okay cool, we clear the path forward. After picking up a couple more Crimson Nirnroot, we loot the bodies of the Falmer we just took out, picking up a staff of lightning bolts. After tight roping across a wall, we pick up another Nirnroot, meaning that we're almost a third of the way there already. As we make our way forward, we find this cool looking lamp and a building labeled War Quarters, which isn't unsettling at all. As we head in, we're prepared to have 20 enemies jump out at us, but it turns out this place is just an abandoned Twimmer barracks, and it doesn't serve much purpose anymore. When we head back out into Blackreach, we're met with another challenge, a lever. After quickly and precisely pulling the lever, we overcome the challenge that was pulling the lever. Okay, that's it's like a fun little enrichment activity, I suppose. We then continue forward and run into another challenge, a couple frost trolls. Unfortunately for us, these aren't going to be as easy as the lever to overcome. In fact, it's going to be a huge pain to take these guys out. Because of the way that they're moving, we have to swap between which frost troll we're attacking. For those of you that are keen with your Skyrim fauna, you'll know that this is a problem. Frost trolls regenerate health very quickly, meaning that if we switch targets for long enough, our previous target will heal to full health. On top of this, frost trolls hit hard. At full HP, one power attack can almost kill us. So we spend the next few minutes carefully attacking the frost trolls, using up every healing potion we have in the process. As we near death, we make a last-ditch effort to save the run and use some paralysis poisons to let us get a few final hits in. This lets us finish off one of them, but we're now one hit away from dying and the last frost troll still has half its health. Thankfully though, Todd Howard smiled upon us and gifted us a level up, meaning that we get to heal to full health and we finish off the frost troll puzzle. Throughout the fight, we manage to walk all the way down into this basin where we pick up 4 more Crimson Nirnroot, putting us at 12 of the 30 we need to collect. We then head into a derelict pump house, where we take out a dwarven spider and pick up an underwater nirnroot. We then take an elevator out of the basin, and after a squabble with a falmer, we find another crimson nirnroot and get swept over a waterfall by the current. That's one way to run away from a fight, I guess. We take the elevator back up, but instead of going for round 2, we decide to keep on moving forward. We encounter some choruses. Taurus? Tauri? Whatever they are, they're seemingly bugged and don't attack us. That is, until I mention that they're bugged, and then they start attacking us. They're not that big of an issue for us, and we take them out pretty easily, picking up another crimson nirnroot soon after. As we head deeper into the dark recesses of Blackreach, we encounter a clearing with a few wisps. Thankfully for us, wisps are very easy for us to kill. Unfortunately for us, the wisp mother that then spawns is much more difficult to kill. The wisp mother then spawns 2 shades, and they all cast frostbite on us, meaning that we have no stamina and we're moving slower than a Netch and a Horker in a 3-legged race. Because we used up all of our healing potions on the frost trolls, we only have one way out. We use our Become Ethereal shout to keep us from dying, use fast healing for a burst of health, and attempt to use a Scroll of Guardian Circle to heal us to full health. Oh, I was just about to get it off. Oh, no. Clearly, we need to be more careful in the future. Alright, let's do this one last time. Okay, I think that was a pretty good first run. We got what, like 15, 16 Crimson Nirnroot? I think that we can work with this. We start this attempt in the same way, using the Ballista to get some damage on the Dwarven Sphere, but this time he's putting up a much better fight, and we need to eat all of our food and drink some potions before taking it out. This time, our fight drew the attention of a nearby falmer, making us use another potion, but we get the job done. We head into the laboratory, read the journal, and take the Crimson Nirnroot inside. Then, we pretty much start off by doing the exact same thing we did last time. We pick up the Crimson Nirnroot, expertly take out the falmer, and pick up some more Nirnroot. As we head to go fight the frost trolls though, we realize that we need to change our game plan. Wait, I think that we could save ourselves a bunch of health potions. If we can lure the frost trolls into walking into the blade trap, we'll get to save a bunch of health potions. So, after a couple minutes of the most dangerous ring around the rosy ever, the frost trolls fall to the trap. Now that we've conquered that challenge, we head into the basin, pick up the Crimson Nirnroot, and take the elevator up. We then employ what was an accident last time as a strategy this time, and we take the Nirnroot and dive off the waterfall. Once we make it back up though, we get spotted by the falmer that we just ran past. This isn't that big of a deal, and our quick thinking lets us take care of him no problem. This is where our current attempt branches off from our previous attempt. Instead of heading forward towards the wisps, we hang a left and walk along the stream. Here, we get a good look at the big glowing orb and pick up a couple Crimson Nirnroot. As we keep moving forward, we encounter a small clearing with rows of mushrooms growing, and find out that this used to be a farm for the Dwemer. There's a farm overseer's house, but the only thing useful to us in there is a healing potion. After leaving the farm, we follow another waterfall down a cliff, where we find 2 more Crimson Nirnroot and 3 more falmer. We decide to use our Elemental Fury shout to take these guys out, giving us double attack speed for the duration. We're able to take out the first 2 falmer, but unfortunately the shout runs out before we get to the 3rd and most powerful falmer. We don't want to risk anything, so we go ahead and use a paralysis poison on him, letting us take it out with ease. Moving on from here, we follow the flow of water, picking up a couple more Crimson Nirnroot and encountering the most obvious trap in all of existence. Thankfully, after we take the Nirnroot, the Dwarven Sphere that pops out can't swim, and we're able to escape without it following us. After climbing up some stairs and picking up a couple more Nirnroot, we encounter another one of Blackreach's many mysteries, a giant that walks the paths of the cave. As we move on, we walk past a deactivated Dwarven Centurion and have an awesome idea. Let's see if we can get a death battle going on here. See which one's stronger.
Ready? Go!
The Dwarven Centurion starts out with a frame 1 steam breath. Great idea coming out slowly from him. The machine trades with a back attack and follows up with a jab. The machine goes for a classic knee punch. Oh, the giant uses ult and slams the ground with his club, both fighters take a swing damage. At each other, but the giant's frame data is better. He gets an attack off before the Centurion can dodge, and the giant takes the set. Now that the death battle is over, we find a building called Silent Ruin, and this happens. There's a nern root in a book. Guys, that wasn't a trap, right? That's not gonna kill me, right? Surely this is just like a really old book. It's been down here forever. That's the sound. That was the sound of the pages creaking as I was opening the book, right? That wasn't a trap. I'm not gonna die when I close this book. Oh no. Are you kidding? Gonna hide in my hair. No way. No way that just happened. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, so I'm not too sure which Dwemer mastermind thought, hey, wouldn't it be funny if a trillion years in the future some random dude steps on this trap and dies? But I don't appreciate it very much. Alright, let's do this one last time. Okay, before we start this next one, I gotta get the cat energy flowing through me. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. This next attempt starts similar to the first two, but we decide that we can optimize this fight by activating the ballista and then sneak attacking with our bow. This makes it so that we only need to hit the Dwarven Sphere a few times before it's dead. Then, like always, Laboratory, Journal, Nernroot, Falmer, Nernroot, and Frost Trolls. This time, we head up to the Frost Troll lair and find out that we've been skipping a Crimson Nernroot this whole time. We then head to the basin to collect the Nernroot and take the elevator up. Again, we take the Nernroot and then take the waterfall. Elevator, Nernroot, and then Falmer. This time, we're able to take all 3 Falmer out during the Elemental Fury duration, meaning that we're continuing to optimize our gameplay. We pick up some Nernroot, run past the Dwarven Sphere, pick up some more Nernroot, and past the Giant. This time, there's no chance in the world that we go into the Silent Ruin again, so we go around it, and after picking up another Crimson Nernroot, we encounter 2 more Falmer. We make light work of them with a couple of Fireball Scrolls and finish them off with our 6 Samurai skills. Moving on from here, we wander through a weird spiderweb chasm and find ourselves at a small pond. Here, we pick up some Crimson Nernroot, see one of nature's miracles. You guys see that fish? Did you guys just see that fish too? Okay, that was a little bit weird. And make our way back to Cinderion's laboratory. Because we don't want to walk in an endless loop, we decide to go the opposite direction of our starting route and instantly get jump scared by a Falmer that we already knew was there. After taking care of business, we finally make our way to the second pillar of this challenge, fishing. Fishing is a Creation Club edition released on Skyrim's anniversary in 2021. As such, it was included in the Anniversary Edition and was able to be downloaded for free for Special Edition owners. This add-on places fishing supplies at select bodies of water scattered across Skyrim. You need a fishing rod in order to fish at these spots, and there are specialty rods if you're an angler trying to catch a certain type of fish. Now, back to the task at hand. In order to complete this challenge, we need to catch Blackreach's rarest fish, as well as one of the 5 rare rings that can only be obtained by fishing. Thankfully, we've come prepared with 2 specialty rods. Blackreach's rare fish, the scorpion fish, can only be caught with the Argonian rod. With this rod, we have a 10% chance to catch the scorpion fish each time we reel in a fish. However, we're not always guaranteed to reel in a fish. You see, each fishing spot has about 6 or so fish in it. When there are 4 or more fish in the population, you have a 90% chance to catch a fish and 10% chance to reel in junk. These odds are reduced to 80% and 20% when there are 3 or less fish remaining. So, after catching 4 fish with a 20% chance to reel in junk now, we somehow managed to fish up a rare ring. This is the Ring of Finaster, and we had a 3% chance to catch this with our Argonian rod. 20% times 3% means that there was a 0.6% chance for this to happen. We just got insanely lucky. Now, we just need the scorpion fish. The scorpion fish. Scorpion fish. Are you kidding me? Yeah, so we ran out of fish in the population. That's okay though, the fishing tooltip told us that in order for the fish to respawn, we just need to wait a day. Just perfect. The whole point of this challenge is to finish everything within a day. Since we wouldn't be able to catch the scorpion fish until after our time ran out, we need to restart from the beginning. Alright, let's do this one last time. Like before, we start off by taking out the Dwarven Sphere, going in the lab, reading the book, and taking the Crimson Nirnroot. However, instead of collecting most of the Crimson Nirnroot and then fishing like we just did, we decide to start out by fishing. If we front load all of our RNG, we'll be able to save a lot of time. So we start fishing and somehow we again hit the 0.6% chance and get the Ring of Finaster. And then on our very next cast, this happens. Back to back, that's what I'm talking about. To put it lightly, this is incredible for us. It would be very unlikely that we would ever get a faster fishing time than this, so we need to make sure that this is the run that wins. So we go back to our route, collecting Nirnroot, killing some Falmer, and collecting more Nirnroot. This time, we realize that we can save some more time if we use our bow to lure the frost trolls to their death. This works a little bit, and we're able to kill one of them, but the other one is bugged and stays in its lair. After a very cautious approach, we take the Crimson Nirnroot from him and dip. Then it goes back to our regular route. We go down to the basin, take the elevator, jump off the waterfall, take the elevator, jump off another waterfall, kill some Falmer, and escape the Dwarven Sphere. At this point, we're at 20 out of 30 Crimson Nirnroot and we're so close to the end that I could almost taste it. After taking out some Falmer and making our way back around to the fishing spot, we finally get the 30th Crimson Nirnroot, meaning that there's only one thing left for us to do: beat the secret boss. It's not exactly as simple as that though. I won't spoil it just yet, but we have to fight the boss near the Dwemer City. This is a big problem for us as the city is crawling to the brim with Falmer and Falmer's servants. I'm not too sure what the deal is with these guys in the lore, but they stand a problem nonetheless. If we tried to fight the boss right now, we would be swarmed by the city's inhabitants, meaning that we would almost certainly die. So we decide that lil ol' me wants to fight the boss alone, and we kill every single living being in the city. While we do this though, we have a lot of close encounters and we need to use the rest of our health potions. Once we make it to the top of the city, we need to take out the Chief Falmer as well as his goons. I have an idea. Well, that was easy. Now that the city's cleared out, we're finally ready to take on the secret boss. It's time for the secret boss of this place. Here it is. A dragon. That's right. There's a secret dragon in Blackreach that can only be summoned by using unrelenting force on the big glowing orb, which the Falmers seem to be using as an artificial sun. We take a shortcut back down and begin the final fight. We take out Dragonbane, a sword that conveniently does more damage to dragons, and start wailing on it. Our Ring of Finaster is giving us 20% magic resist, and we've already got a bunch of magic resist from the Lordstone, but we're still taking a ton of damage. Thankfully, when we're almost dead, we've remembered that we had a scroll of Guardian Circle, letting us heal back to full health. Additionally, I forgot that we picked up a fire resist shield, and after putting it on, we can tank the dragon's fire breath with ease. Unfortunately for us, the dragon keeps walking backwards, meaning that we need to leave our Guardian Circle in order to damage him. After wailing on him for a little while longer, we're so close to finishing him off when... Come on. No. Heartbreaking. Soul crushing. We just had that victory ripped out of our hands and gobbled up down the throat of the dragon. But if there's one thing that we're not, it's a quitter. Alright, let's do this one last time. Dwarven Sphere, lab, journal, Nirnroot, and off to fishing. We got incredibly lucky fishing last time, so we're prepared to lose a lot of time this attempt. And then, of course, we get lucky and catch a scorpion fish on our second cast. Since this is our first time we've caught the fish before the ring, this is the first time that we'll need to swap our fishing rod. instead of the Argonian rod, we switch to the Dwarven rod, which has a higher chance to fish up rare junk. After a few minutes of fishing, we finally get the ring of Finaster? Hello? On top of the random chance that we can't catch a scorpion fish, there's now a random chance that our game bugs out and prevents us from reeling in our catch. Just what I wanted to hear. Alright, let's do this one last time. So, we start off by killing the Dwarven Sphere. Alright, let's do this one last time. So, we start off by killing the Dwarven Sphere, going in the laboratory, reading the journal, and taking the Crimson Nern root. We then start fishing, and after a while of no luck, we run out of fish in the population and need to reset. Alright, Dwarven Sphere, lab, journal, Nern root, fishing. This time, we get incredibly lucky and get the scorpion fish on our very first cast. Then, we spend the next 5 minutes trying to fish up a ring, and we finally get one. Dude, let's do this. Sphere, lab, book, plant. We run out of fish, we reset. One last time. For real this time. I've added a timer in the top right to show just how close this ended up being. One day in Skyrim is 1 hour and 12 minutes in real life, so that's what the timer is counting down from. Frustrated with how things are going, after killing the Dwarven Sphere, we skip the lab, heading straight to the fishing spot. This time, we catch the scorpion fish on our first try again, meaning that all we need to do is get one of the rings. So, we fish, and we fish, and we fish some more. Finally, after 20 more minutes of fishing, we get some rare junk. A Dwarven Helmet of Restoration. Technically, in the loot table, this is rare junk just like the rings, but since I decided that we need to get one of the rings, this helmet won't do. So, we go back to fishing. And fishing. And fishing. After about 15 more minutes of this, we finally get the ring. Nope, never mind, just another helmet. I feel as though the game is taunting me, dangling the ring right in front of my face and snatching it away as I try to grab it. We keep fishing. The days are getting longer and the nights are getting shorter. We keep fishing. Is there no end? Is the ring real? Was the ring ever real? We keep fishing. What if my viewers don't like and subscribe? What if the ring was a metaphor for the cyclical nature of the human condition? Hey, we finally got the ring. This challenge has become a speedrun though, as we only have 25 minutes left to collect the Crimson Nern root and fight the boss. So we head to the lab, read the journal, and grab our first Nern root. We head back out, grab a few more Nern root, take out the Falmer, and grab some more. We lure the frost trolls to their deaths, but because we're trying to go fast, we forget about the Nern root that's in the lair. We then head to the basin, take the elevator up, and grab the Nern root on the waterfall, putting us at 12 out of 30 Crimson Nern root. We pick up some more Nern root, take out some Falmer, and again, we forget to go down by the Dwarven Sphere, putting us 4 Crimson Nern root short of where we would typically be. We continue our route all the way up to our fishing spot, where we realize that we forgot to pick some up. As we continue forward, we come upon a large tower that we've been dismissing throughout our previous attempts. Since we would be cutting the time really close if we had to backtrack to get the Crimson Nern root we missed, we decide that this tower is our best bet. Outside of the tower, we quickly find 2 Crimson Nern root and we head inside the reeking tower in hopes for more. Imagine being the guy that built this tower and then they named it the Reeking Tower. How awful would you feel when someone makes a building and they call it the War Quarters, and then you make a building and they call it the Reeking Tower? After dealing with the frostbite spiders in here, we find an elevator that brings us above the spider chasm from earlier. Up here, we take out a couple more frostbite spiders, grab a Crimson Nern root, and dive off with Become Ethereal. We now only need one more Crimson Nern root, and I think I remember there one being in the city, so I pray that I'm right and we beeline there. We take out the surrounding Falmer, head to the top of the city, and blast these guys into the 5th era when we face an attempted assassination by this random dude. It's up here where we get insanely lucky and find the 30th and final Crimson Nern root. There's only one thing left for us to do, and we're not gonna mess it up this time. We summon the dragon and begin the final fight. This time, we're much more prepared. We haven't had to use any health potions or our Orcish racial ability, and we've got a spare level up, giving us a free get out of jail free card. As time runs low, we hack and slash at the dragon, using every tool at our disposal. After 2 minutes of tanking everything it had, we finally land the killing blow, with only 3 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock. Oh, that was so close. Oh, I never want to step another foot in here ever again. I never want to fish ever again either. Now that we've finally finished the challenge, it's only fitting that we return to our roots. Alright, well, there's only one thing left for us to do. Thank goodness. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Thanks for watching.